Hi everyone, my name is Kaitlyn and I am currently a Fulbright English Teaching Assistant in Tajikistan. Today I am going to be making a key lime pie, which is a very popular dessert in my home state of Florida. So the first thing that we need to do for our pie is make the crust. So what we're going to do is break up some cookies. Normally I would use graham crackers, but today we are going to be using these cookies and these work just the same. So either you can use a food processor, you can put the cookies into a plastic bag and hit them with a rolling pin, or you can do what I am going to be doing, which is to put them in a giant mixing bowl. And we're just going to mash them up. You want them to be very small pieces because they should just be crumbs for our crust. So now that we have our cookies all crushed, which means that we broke them up into very small pieces with force, we can now move on to the next step of making the crust, which is melting some butter. So what we are going to do is we're going to take our butter and we are going to cut 5 tablespoons or 70 grams. So right here I have our measurement of grams, and I'm going to cut 70 grams. I just put it right in this bowl and we're going to microwave it for about a minute or until it fully melts. So now that we have our melted butter, we are just going to add it right into our cookies. Add that in there. And then we are going to add 1/3 cup of sugar. So I have my measuring cup right here and I'm going to fill it up with sugar, just white sugar, and we are just going to add that also to the bowl. Now we are going to mix up the butter, cookies, and sugar, and I'm just going to do so with my hands because I think it's the easiest way to do that. Once this is all mixed up, then we can take our pie pan and just pour the mixture right in. Now we are going to use our hands to form the crust. So we want to push this down to the bottom and then up and around the sides to form the crust. So once we have our pie crust formed, then we are going to put it in the oven at 175 degrees Celsius for 8 minutes. Now we are going to start preparing the filling for the pie while the crust is setting in the oven. So we have our eggs, and what we want to do with our eggs is we only want the yolks, which is the yellow part of the egg. So I have 2 bowls. This is my bowl where I'm going to put the egg whites, and then this is the bowl where I'm going to put the egg yolks that we're actually going to use. So I crack the egg on this bowl, and then I'm going to transfer the yellow part back and forth between the 2 half eggshells until all the white of the eggs are in this bowl. Then I add the egg yolk to our mixing bowl. Now that we have our 3 egg yolks in the mixing bowl, I'm going to do what we call whisking the yolks, which essentially fluffs them up, makes them lighter and airier. It's a quick form of stirring. Now normally you would do this with the kitchen tool called a whisk, but I'm going to use a fork today because that's what I have, and a fork works just as well. So this is how you whisk. Now that we've whisked our eggs, we are going to add a can of sweetened condensed milk. Now that we've added our sweetened condensed milk, we are going to continue to whisk it together, or another word we can say is to beat it together for about 3 to 4 minutes, or until it thickens up. Now that we've beat the egg yolks and the sweetened condensed milk together, we are going to add 2/3 cup of lime juice. Now, you can use fresh limes and squeeze them yourself, or you can do what I did and get this lemon lime juice from the grocery store. It works perfectly fine. We just need that acidic, tart lime flavor. So I have my 1/3 cup measuring cup right here that we used for the sugar, and I'm going to just fill it up twice with the lemon lime juice and add it right to the bowl. Now that we've added our lime juice, we're just going to mix it together until it's just combined. You don't want to over stir this. And now we're ready to take our pie out of the oven. Be careful, wear an oven mitt because it's going to be hot. Now we're going to pour our filling right into the crust. Now we add our whole pie back to the oven for 10 minutes. Once we take our pie out of the oven after 10 minutes, we want to put it on something to cool. Now, as soon as the pie has cooled down, you can store it in the refrigerator, and then about 15 to 20 minutes before you want to serve the pie, put it in the freezer. That way it will be nice and set, and the filling will be hardened when you're ready to eat it. So now that our pie has been in the freezer for about 15 to 20 minutes, we're ready to cut it and enjoy. اشتهایی طعام